Okay, you guys, so right now I'm sitting down here in my car during lunch break from work, and I've been contemplating really hard whether I should register for or I should purchase the NASM certification so I can study and take my exam for personal training certification. So it's been going on in my head for a few weeks now, and I don't know, I just keep going back and forth on whether I should go for it or not, because I'm afraid that I might be taking on a little bit too much this time. I mean, I tend to do that to myself and get myself in trouble, and hopefully I think I can do it. I am working on another certificate for work, and that's already taking a lot of my time, plus my workouts, plus my responsibilities with the kids. And I don't know, I am thinking I can do it. I can probably squeeze in an hour every day, but I'm just afraid whether I could manage it or not. I have a certain time to take the exam after purchasing the program, so I really need to be dedicated and committed and make sure that I stick to it if I am going to go for it. So that's the only thing. I'm gonna document this. It's part of my fitness journey. This is a little bit scaring me and making me nervous, just a little bit, but you know what they say, great things are always in the other side of fear. So I think if I can pass this, it'll be such a great accomplishment. I don't know my future plans are. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the certificate, but it will be something that's nice to have. I'm gonna think through this 10 more times. My gut tells me to go for it, and I get so excited just thinking about it. I know it's gonna be easy. It will be a hard test. It's just that I'm afraid that I would be taking on too much of what I can handle. But I mean, just thinking about it makes me so excited, and I don't know, it's just okay. Well, I'm gonna think about it a few more days. Okay, so it is 7:15 p.m. and I just got done with all the house chores that I need to do every single day. And on top of that, I was able to get in my second workout of the day, which is my cardio, which I try to do 3 times a week. So I'm just barely finishing up. So now I'm thinking, do I have time, extra time to study for the NASM? Something's probably needed to be sacrificed. I'm gonna have to find some time in the morning or during lunch break, or sacrifice something in the afternoon. And this is a good day, meaning the kids' activities or sports are not much today. There's no games, not much practice, just one. What happens if everyone has practice? James, CJ, Sophia swimming. So that's my dilemma right now, but really my guts and my heart are still fluttering when I think about it. Mommy! Speaking of, this girl came crying and calling for my help, wanting to play with me, and just trying to get my attention. So that's gonna be challenging. I don't think I would have enough time to do anything at night after work, because there's just too many obstacles I need to conquer, like this one. Hi, Sophs? You want to play with mommy? It's okay, I'll think of something. Okay, the type A planner in me couldn't help but be such a freaking perfectionist and make sure everything is planned and laid out before I take the step, which is I hate about myself. I hate it about myself. Why can't I just take the plunge and do it? So
there's nothing wrong being safe, staying safe. I am not wasting that much time just yet. Hopefully this will be the last of it, but I have pulled some study guides online just to make sure that I have an idea of how I'm going to tackle these things, and if I'm able to really handle it with all my workload, family load, and everything else load. So I will show you what I pulled out of the internet. So this is a sample 8-week study timeline schedule that I got from Fitness Mentors, and they laid out an 8-week study timeline, giving me like 6 days a week of studying of 1 hour per day. They also gave a 4-week study timeline, but I'm not going to do that. That is too much of a crunch. So you have about 180 days after day of purchase to prepare for the exam and take the exam. So that's about probably 6 months approximately. So this 8-week study is pretty aggressive. I would aim for it. I would make it as my goal, but knowing and behind of my head that I do have a wiggle room, so I can miss a few days here and there. And then here's another one, which is NASM Essentials syllabus that I found online. I don't know if this is going to be included in the package since I have not yet purchased it, but it has a 75-day study planner. So they broke it down to what I need to study from day 1 through day 75. You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna fucking do this. I'm just gonna go for it. Who cares? Enough of going back and forth and trying to think about it. I'll make it work. If I didn't want it, I wouldn't be thinking about it so much every single day. So that means I want it badly, and every time I want something badly, I get it. So let's go for it. Sign up for this shit. Okay, this is it, guys. I'm almost enrolled. I chose the CPT self-study program. $699 with code of extra 30, which I got a discounted price of 30% off, so it ends up to $489.30. So they do have a payment plan. You can choose from one-time payment or 25% down, or $49 down and 11 additional equal payments. So I think I'm going to choose the third one, so that wouldn't be too hard on the pockets. Okay, I freaking did it. I freaking did it.
So I tried to print out all the materials that are available online, so I can write on it and I can make notes on it as I study. We have the syllabus that they provided, and then this one is the handbook. It's like 40 pages. A handbook, and we have FAQs and the actual book. This is about 700 pages, so I'm printing them one at a time. So table of contents, it has 4 sections, and for each section there's like multiple chapters or modules. It goes about, the first section is fundamentals of human movement science. Second section is assessment and training concepts, and then third is nutrition and supplements, and fourth is just client interaction. So yeah, I'm going to start chapter 1 soon. I am planning to do about an hour of studying a day. So that should be like a chapter per day.
So with the package, they provided a PDF version of the book. It just sucks because I thought with the price that they offered, the hardcover of the textbook would be included, but it's not. But I didn't mind because I was able to print it out anyway. And a PDF version or electronic version will be much more convenient because I can access it from any of my mobile devices anytime and anywhere that I want.
So here I am in the car on the way to work, and I usually listen to podcasts or YouTube while driving. You know, I don't want to waste any time, but today, since I am studying for, I purchased that NASM certification exam and I'm studying for it. I am listening. They do have a podcast. It's NASM podcast. They go over a lot of the sections that are in the certification, I believe. So they go over in chunks, 20 to 30-minute podcasts, and I'm learning a lot, and hopefully as I'm driving, so I'm not wasting any time. I'm also doing some studying for it. So right now the discussion is bones. Earlier it was core training, today it's bones. Okay, so I just took my first quiz, chapter 1, and I got a 10 out of 10 on the first try. They gave us about 10 minutes to attempt the test, and you have unlimited tries that you can do, and they'll take the highest grade that you have, and you have 10 minutes to do it. I was able to do it at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So chapter 1 wasn't that bad. It's all introduction and stuff, so maybe that's why. So I am on chapter 2 now. I actually just got done with chapter 2 and I just took my quiz, and I got a 9 out of 10 with a time limit of 10 minutes. I took it in about 2 minutes. I wanted to discuss the exact steps that I do, study and review each chapter. So I read the material and I highlight all the stuff, the important stuff in the material, and then I transfer all the highlighted stuff, the important notes that I think I should know, and I transfer it to my notebook. So writing it down helps me retain things. We all know that if there's just a magic thing that happens with traditional pen and paper, when you write things down, you tend to retain all the information more. So after writing it down, I go through all the materials that are provided in the NASM website. So they have, for each chapter, for each module, they have all the materials that you need to look into, like the chapter itself or chapter review or extra materials. They have videos in there, and they have the actual quiz. And I would look at the study guide that they gave and make sure I've covered all the things I need to cover, and I remember all the things I need to remember. NASM has a podcast. They post it on YouTube and they post it on whatever platform you listen to your podcast to. So I use the app podcast on my phone, and then I'm subscribed to the NASM podcast channel, and they would discuss a lot of materials that are in the book in the podcast. So I would listen to it while driving, during my commute to work, and if I need to pick up the kids. As long as I'm in the car, that's the time I listen to it, or when I do my workouts. So I work out for an hour, so that's a whole hour of just listening to the podcast, to the YouTube materials that are available online, and I would listen to it as I do other things, so I wouldn't waste any time in between. There's a YouTube channel by this guy named Jeff Williams. Yeah, he has a lot of comprehensive lectures per chapter of the book, and he discusses it. It's like a classroom lecture. He has a PowerPoint, and he discusses all the items that you need to know, probably more than what you need to know, because he discusses all the stuff that are in the book, subject per subject, and he explains really well. So he is my go-to on YouTube, and there are several study guides that are online too, that's provided by fitness mentors. They're at fitnessmentors.com. They have study guides per chapter, and there's PT Pioneer, also provides study guides per chapter, and they're all free online. I do these extra stuff just when I have time to squeeze it in. Some of you think it might be overkill. I think it's a little bit overkill, but it helps me retain the information. If I go through it repetitively, helps me remember it. So you don't really have to exactly memorize everything. I think as long as you understand the concept, it's going to be a multiple choice question. So you're gonna see, I'm a very visual person. Once I see it, I remember it. I don't have to remember word per word. As long as I understand the concept and what the words are for, what they mean, I'm definitely, once I see it on the test, I would definitely know what they're talking about, and I would know the right answer to a question. The minute I purchased the CPT course, the first thing I did on the first day was to plan things out. After knowing how much the material would cover, I gave myself a target date of when I approximately want to take the exam. So I looked at how many chapters it has. So the course has 20 chapters. So I gave myself about 4 days per chapter, so I could do all the things that I mentioned earlier at a steady pace. And I'm not in a rush, I'm not cramming, I'm not too slow, I'm not too fast. So that should be enough. That should give me around, to finish all chapters, if I do things on schedule, around 3 months to finish the course and study for the exam. It is November 19, so I purchased it November 13. And then I am expecting to finish around February, mid of February, take the exam around there. So by the end of February, I should be a certified personal trainer.